We're delighted to host the 2025 World Series champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers. By the way, I just asked Dave, I said, how are you doing this year? You know, I've been a little busy with Iran and some other things, but I said, how are you doing? He said, we have the best record in baseball, right? So far, right?
Well, whether you've been busy like the president or you're a diehard fan, there's no denying the dominance of the LA Dodgers in Major League Baseball. This week, the team celebrated that success with a trip to the White House, and they were joined by none other than pitching legend Clayton Kershaw. Now retired, Kershaw still supports the organization as a special assistant for baseball operations. And we were lucky enough to get a few minutes of his time to talk life after baseball, faith, and family. Clayton Kershaw, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I'm so excited to talk to you. You're sort of a legend in the baseball world. So after 18 seasons, and by the way, 18 years with the same team, which is kind of unheard of, 3 Cy Young Awards, obviously 3 World Series titles, you are now kind of facing life after baseball. So I want to hear how your first summer with no baseball, kind of in retirement, has been.
It's been great. You know, we live in Texas in the off season, obviously, so we spend a lot of time getting out of the heat. We've gotten to travel, and it's been a different summer for our family. It really has, and I miss baseball. I miss being with the guys, and getting to see them at the White House was super special for me. But at the same time, to be with my family every day and to kind of get to do stuff that we've never done before it's been awesome.
Well, you're not completely done with baseball. You obviously are helping the Dodgers still, and your title is Special Assistant for Baseball Operations. So what does that mean? What are you going to be doing?
I think I get to stay with the organization. That means so much to me. Like you said, it's the only organization I've ever known. So I still get to text people and reach out. And I'm not in Los Angeles a ton, but when I'm there, I get to still go to the stadium. And whether it be helping with pitchers or bullpens or watching minor league guys or watching video, I at least still get to kind of have a little part of baseball left with me. And so I'm thankful for that opportunity. And it's just such a great organization, great people, that I'm just thankful I get to be a part of it still.
Well, while you're now on the other side of baseball, looking back at the game, the sport itself, maybe the youth portion of sports, is there anything about the game of baseball that you might change or alter in any way?
That's a good question. You know, I think they're doing a great job right now. You know, I think the biggest thing, my wife would say the same thing, is the pace of play with the pitch clock, and how the games are under 3 hours now. And that makes a big difference, you know, over time, to have 2 hour, 45-minute games as opposed to 3 hour games. And so I think that's great. I think the state of the game is in a really good spot right now. There's a lot of superstars. There's a lot on the Dodgers specifically. So it's just, it's a good time to be a baseball fan right now.
Well, you're actually here with the team, as you just said, because you guys visited the White House. The rest of the team is actually right across the street right now from where we're sitting. And you actually made note of the fact that you think no matter who the president is, that people should still visit the White House, that it's an honor to come, no matter if you voted for the president or not. Do you think that we have come to a place in our country where those traditions of celebrating champions and sportsmanship have kind of been usurped by politics? And do you think we come back from that?
That's a big question for me. I don't know. I think it's a personal decision, obviously, what you want to do. And I'm thankful that the Dodgers are here, and I'm thankful that I get to be at the White House. It's a really special place. And I got to go with President Biden, and I'm here now with President Trump. And so it's just a really special thing for me to get to come visit the White House and be here. And for the Dodgers to invite a retired guy to come back has been pretty awesome.
Do you feel like sports really bring people together?
I think that's at its best. I think that's what sports should be. I think the World Cup was really special. I know nothing about soccer at all, but I was pretty roped in to the World Cup, and it was pretty awesome. And for it to be here in the United States like that was amazing. So yeah, I think sports at its best should be a unifying thing for sure.
Well, I think one of the things that people know about you is that you have been very forward and very open about your Christian faith. You've talked about it a lot. I think it's been a really cool thing to see. And you know, when it wasn't a popular thing to do, I think you were very out front with it. Where did that come from for you? Why was that important to you?
Well, I think baseball is such an amazing platform to be able to speak your mind on whatever is most important to you. And for me, that's my faith in Jesus. And so there's a lot of different opportunities to get to use your faith and get to talk about Jesus. And, you know, sometimes it hits the wrong way. Sometimes it might not be the popular thing to do. But at the end of the day, it's what I believe in. And sometimes you get the opportunity to talk about that, which is really special.
Well, a couple of years ago, you actually referenced Genesis on your cap at a Dodgers Pride Night, and you said that it was a reminder of what the rainbow represented within Scripture. We've seen some other players, some Giants players as of late, kind of do the same thing. It sparked a national discussion. But what do you hope people understand about that verse and what it means to you and why that was also an important thing to do?
Yeah, well, first of all, it wasn't meant to discriminate or marginalize anybody. You know, I think it was, the rainbow means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And so for me, what the rainbow represents is God's covenant with his people. And so that's what I wanted to represent as a man of faith, as a man that believes in Jesus. That's what the rainbow represents to me. And I thought that was the best way to do that in a somewhat of a difficult situation. And once again, it wasn't meant to discriminate or, you know, put anybody in a bad spot. It was just what I believed in. And like you said, it wasn't an easy decision, but I still stand by it. I think it was the right thing to do.
Well, I know that one of the things faith led you to do is Kershaw's challenge.
Yeah.
You know, as you're saying, you have this incredible platform. You can reach a lot of people, and it feels like that this was something for you that was bigger than you. You're reaching people here in the United States, but all over the world. Maybe tell us a little about it.
Yeah, I mean, I had no plans to start a nonprofit. And, you know, my wife, as soon as we got married, we went to Africa. And to make a long story short, we met a girl over there named Hope. And Ellen just said, Clayton, we have to do something about this. We have to help her. And that was literally the blossom of Kershaw's challenge. And it's turned into we've been able to raise over $25 million in the last 15 years and partnering with different beneficiaries over in Africa, in our hometown of Texas, in Los Angeles, Dominican Republic. And basically our goal is just to help kids. And, you know, you want to talk about a platform. I think that's why God gave me the gift to throw a baseball, was to be able to use it to help other people. And I think that's why he gave me my wife as well, because this was her passion. And so those collided and turned into Kershaw's Challenge.
Amazing. And if people want to find out more, where should they go?
Yeah, Kershaw'sChallenge.com, right there.
Well, last question, final question before we let you get back to the festivities at the White House. As the mom of now a baseball-playing son, what advice would you like to give to me in terms of being a baseball mom? What can I do? What would you tell me to do right now?
Bring a comfortable chair. I think that's the biggest thing. But no, I mean, I'm in that same boat. This is kind of my first summer to see youth sports up close and personal. I get to be at every single game. And it is a crazy world. There's a lot of crazy parents out there. And I mean, I think we all have to remember that these are just kids, and that having fun playing in a competitive environment with your friends is the most important thing. So I'm hopeful for that. I'm hopeful for my boys and yours too.
All right. Well, we'll see how it's going. I'll let you know. I will get a comfortable chair and I'll be ready for this season. Clayton, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.